And that's why you say, I've often read that you say you like to play solos, that it's that discovery.
Yeah, because it's note after, how to put a note together and what you can do with one note. It's amazing, how you do the vibrato, how many times you hit it, what is going to be the next note and what is going to be the next note that makes sense with those two notes. And how do you see it, it's your own way of building something,
It's interesting you say that because, having read it and you say that, because you're quite economical in solos. You don't, the span of a vinyl album, playing solos all over the place. They're there for a purpose.
I fell in love with the stuff like Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, that kind of stuff, Give space for vocals, and then put in a good way, balanced way, just enough guitar that gives you a little bit of a break from that and create an adventure in itself. And I love this combination. There was a time in my middle years that was all for experimenting. I was experimenting and also on a personal level developing and put it all together, having made my unconsciously my musical contribution in the 70s. I can now consciously enjoy what I unconsciously started, and I can carry on from where I stopped around, maybe Strangers in the Night was a Love Drive. That was the moment when I did my last bits and pieces. I helped my brother Rudolf to have success in America. He painted his guitar black and white. I was always very suspicious why. I was wondering why. Today I have a little feeling that he's trying to confuse people who is who. And so I
don't think there's any confusion.
No, but here's the thing. You can't fool the fool. You can't fool the fools, and there is a lot of them out there. Believe me, experts. So I play for experts. My brother plays for the commercial. Keeps it more simple and plays it for the white mass. And so my place is to basically, I guess I'm a trend maker. At that thing. And so now in my third stage, I can now consciously and carry on making my musical contributions, and very important is to bring this whole thing. I think I've been preserved for this particular part now, and my life design in the 3 parts is very interesting. First you do something, you have no clue what you're doing. It has such an impact on people. Then in the middle, you learn to figure out what it was all about. And in my third stage, I can fully enjoy it. It has unbelievable structure. And so that's what, also people passing away faster and faster and faster. I have said for the last few years, we are at the, making the roof, my generation of rock, which is like, what I fell in love with, Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and so on. I call it sometimes the era of handmade rock. I mean, everything will go on in a different way. There's computers now. People do things differently. It was just more. You really had to play very, very much on guitar because there was no cut and paste and stuff like that. But the next generations, they will create other new stuff, that they will continue doing things, but it will not be like this, it will not be the analog time of my generation, that's what I'm saying. And so that's what I'm celebrating, Gary Moore is gone, John Bonham is gone. I mean, like Elvin Lee and Lou Reed and David Bowie now, and so many great musicians, and so I want to bring this to the foreground. I want to celebrate this. In my filing system, I'm back to where I was 18. It's just really weird. I remember and see things very clear of what happened to me in those years. But when it happened, I didn't understand it. In the middle years, I'm making it now possible for me to look back and understand and see what happened. For instance, like I wrote the whole Lonesome Crow album, basically the first Scorpions album, but I was 7 years younger, than the
Yeah,
other guys.
yeah.
So I was only
15?
focusing, 15. I was only focusing on playing, not on business. And so I'm the artist. The others, I guess, were more like business people looking for fame and success and money or whatever, you know. But my very first song I ever wrote, In Search of Peace of Mind, I wrote it.
Yeah.
It was credited to all of the Scorpions. They didn't even know how to
Yeah.
write. It was unbelievable. I can see this now. I never complained about it because I was never aware of it. Only when I joined, actually, I was aware of that, but kind of it triggers, something else triggered me, you know, to get to these places. And you know, it's like the Scorpions do the Scorpions box, and they approached me to negotiate the Love Drive portion of it,
Yeah.
you know. And so when I left the Scorpions, after I jump-started them for the US, I never checked any credits on the Love Drive album. I was so happy to be away from it, you know, and to do my own thing, you know, to focus on crazy stuff like experimenting with music and so on. That when I looked at the credits, I saw that I was never credited for the intro acoustic part that I wrote and played. It was never credited to me. Could have been any. I mean, it's 45 seconds piece.
Yeah.
It sets up the whole song, the mood of the song.
Yeah.
It was so insignificant that it was never mentioned.
Yeah.
But conveniently, yeah, just in case people might think it was played by somebody else.
All the fanboys know this, though, who are ancient like me.
But the fools,
Oh,
you
wow.
can fool the fools.
Yeah.
You cannot fool the experts. Okay, so, but and then, you know, my brother talked me into giving him Coast to Coast. I wrote all the melodies.
I would have thought that was yours, yeah, the sound.
You expert, but the fools don't.
Well, it's a tonal difference, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, the point is that basically, you know, that section, you know, about Holiday, I'm very disappointed, you know. I wouldn't have thought you have to make an announcement about it. I thought it was out of respect, common sense thing to do. But, so anyway, I feel like I have been just, in general, a jump starter for Scorpions and UFO. So
Yeah.
I come in and jump start them, and then they go off and take it all. Phil Mock was completely exhausted. There was no energy left there was no fuel left, you know. Basically, I refueled it, and I asked Phil Mock, you know, I do it if I get half of the name, you know. And I got half of the name, and so, you know, pumped it up again, and got Ron Everson back in, and did Walk on Water. But then, once, you know, they were refueled, they became like snappy again, and attitude, and oh no, we don't want to do this, we want to, okay, you know, see you later, and I left, and then Phil asked me if he could have the name back, and I said, here it is. I didn't ask for anything. So, you know, and basically that's what I am. Probably that was my, what you call it, assignment, you know, to jumpstart, but in general, just focus on my self-expression in the music and have fun to play and discover and enjoy the
Lost on distant shores, I walk the